Hey, what is up, guys? It is your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero, Ben 10,000 Wagio, and we have a guest today, the lovely Karissa Smith. Aren't we?
Hello.
Isn't she pretty? Anyway, Carissa's like, yeah, I'm real pretty. I know. Anyway, guys, Karissa here and I met on TikTok, and we've been talking pretty much ever since, I want to say, that almost that first comment on whatever that video was. I don't remember.
It would
But
have been 2 months ago, 1 month ago.
yeah, something like that. We've been talking like every day since.
Because I started getting like hardcore, like actually dedicating to using my TikTok and not just posting whatever. It would have been when I was working at McDonald's, so it was before Halloween. So I haven't been doing it that long, but
Yeah, but like we've been talking for a good bit. Like,
well, I technically made my TikTok in high school, but I didn't like use it. Like I didn't really
yeah,
create things, so there was like a difference, you know.
yeah, it was just
So
more of
probably.
a, hey, let's look at these fun videos type of thing. And then you're
Yeah,
like,
I was one of those people, and I didn't really. I became like a strong defender and wanted to be part of it around when they were pranking Trump. I was really impressed by that, and that was when I went from just kind of slightly enjoying TikTok to being an avid defender of it because I would always hear people like trash talk it. And I converted a lot of my friends and people close to me to being TikTok people. So, a slow process, but yeah, I love the community, and it's it's a lot of fun.
yeah. I mean, there's dances, there's jokes,
Yeah, I'm not
some that
really
your
into
family don't get.
self-conscious, but I'm very much into the humor and the taking like very serious topics and kind of finding a light way of doing it. And it's just a great way for everybody to communicate and like spread awareness for things. I think
Well,
that's really awesome. Whereas before you didn't really have a voice or a way to put yourself out there.
well, I know I mentioned that you and I met on TikTok.
Hmm.
Uh, would you like to tell the audience where all they can find you? You know, obviously
Um,
TikTok, but where else can they find you?
I mean, I have my Instagram that I post on every now and again. I'm not as active on there, mostly because people are creepier on there sometimes, so I feel a little bit more afraid of what I can and can't post on Instagram, sadly. And I have two YouTube channels. I have one that I've created silly stuff with my friends, and I just recently made a second one because I eventually plan on posting like more so commentary type stuff. I've always wanted to do that, but I was like scared to because I feel like I'm not very good at explaining things or um, gathering my thoughts in a very well structured way, but I'm trying to get better at that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I have my one. If you are into film cow style humor, I guess would be the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
There's Canadian humor, which is just weird stuff with my friends, and then I have the YouTube channel that's literally just my name because I'm not creative. I'm just like, hi, this is me.
You could be the next Jacqueline Glenn though.
Oh, I highly doubt that, but you know what?
I'm
Dream
just
big,
saying, you know,
you know?
your channel's named after you. You already
Yeah.
basically bashed religion on your first video, so which I'm already giggling at. So
Well, I'm not. I try to not be hateful against religion. I just am very critical because I don't like the blindly following something without questioning. I
oh,
guess would
I
be.
know. I'm just teasing you a
Yeah,
little bit, you know, poking the bear, if you will.
I'm trying to keep my family relation peaceful. Okay.
Oh well, where's the fun in that? Don't you know
Um,
what you're Gen Z and I'm a millennial? We're supposed to be like the sowing the seeds of chaos. At least that's what the boomers keep telling me, anyway.
Oh god. Well, like I know so many people that like do really fun usernames or they'll have like their personas, but for me,
Hmm.
like as much as I enjoy acting and stuff like that, I like just being very authentically myself and kind of having like a whole stick and the thing. Like I'm not very good at doing that. Like I've kind of
Hmm.
tried to here and there because I find it funny when other people do it, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm very much just me, and I guess I just go out there and I'm that's it.
You're like, this is me.
Yeah,
Take it or
yeah,
leave
that's
it.
this is my sense of humor. This is my childhood trauma. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I don't
I'll say this about your TikTok, especially when you're talking more about your personal stories. It can be very eye-opening.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, I'm a, as a cis dude, I'm like, whoa, that's something. They're like, take that down. Let's not do that again. Sometimes you pick up, and also it's not all negative either. Sometimes you talk about your stuff, and I'm like, that's not a bad idea. That's a good thing people can keep doing.
Yeah.
Because you do have a few stories on there where you talk about some of your positive experiences and things like that, things that you like, etc. That's how I came up with your Christmas gift.
Yeah. Oh, I still have the white chocolate down here. I have the little kisses and stuff. This one right here got the yellow tape. It's lovely. I thought that was so funny. I'm like, I was nervous when you said you were sending me something because I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, am I gonna get like more Nicolas Cage stuff? Like, this is gonna be something really weird, but I'm intrigued. And I open it up and it's white chocolate.
You said you liked white chocolate.
Like, so. There we go. It's nice to know people are paying attention to what I'm saying. Oh, it's so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, but yeah.
It was just a simple.
I guess I shouldn't, like, when it comes to my stuff, I would say it mostly comes across as like hugely negative because the negative stuff is what you remember.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it out like my entire life has been like a horrible experience. It's just
It's just how it is. The negative stuff just kind of pops out more. We always remember the person who makes us feel small, not the great number of people who make us feel big.
Yeah, there's scientific stuff or whatever that explains how like you're programmed to remember the negative stuff, and it's like a survival mechanism thing. I'm not the person to talk about that, but there's a reason for it. But it's definitely something you should still try to fight. But.
So, what all kind of content? I know we basically really have covered TikTok. So, as far as the content you create, but what about YouTube? Like, what are you wanting to create on especially the new channel, the one that I'm going to be linking in the below?
Well, I really want to
hint at the audience
about like movies and stuff like that too. Like, I find like I have a lot of hot takes on things that I don't hear other people saying. So I feel like I want to put my perspective on things, but I also want to start opening up about different methods to deal with, coming out as gay, coming out as, maybe being non-religious or whatever your thing is, because I've had a lot of younger teenage girls in particular come to me about how what I've said helps them, and so I'm trying to let my bad experiences be teaching mechanisms for other people, and that's not as much fun to talk about, but sometimes after you kind of push that stuff out there, it's off your chest, and even though it's not fun while you're doing it, afterwards it can be a relief, just to, let that energy go and know that it can help somebody else. And it's always kind of this balance of, is talking about this just going to bring up bad things and, trigger you more, or is that going to kind of help bury it, But since I know now that it does help other people, I'm trying to slowly do that, but not focus it on it because that's depressing. And
that's why you throw a joke. I've noticed that, like on TikTok, you will literally make, okay, here's this video of this bad thing that happened to me, but the next like 2 or 3 are, now it's time to make jokes about the local politician.
No, I brought his side with me. He's beautiful. Look at his goatee. That's great. I love making Greg's story jokes. He's just iconic. But anyways, now yeah, I think it's always
especially
good to
on your
kind of
channel.
balance out. That was kind of what really made me get into it. Is I would trick myself when I was sad into laughing. Like after my last breakup, I was having trouble sleeping at night because I'd be crying. So then I would make up something else that I was crying about, and I would find it funny that I was crying about that, and then all of a sudden I'm laughing instead. Like my 2 pretty best friend videos, like that one, pretending that you're crying about that, then you're laughing about the idea that you'd be crying about that, if that makes sense. It's like a psychological trick. But it seemed to work, and then then all of a sudden it was funny. And now I've gotten to the point where I've been able to like control my crying, and now I know how to like fake cry. And
Oh
that was
God.
something I didn't know how to do before. And yeah, I find that really funny. And now like I don't have to real cry anymore. So
So
that's
you know how
fun.
to fake cry.
Yeah, now I well, kind of. I couldn't like full on burst out crying. I'd have to like find something I'm actually sad about and like focus on it. But like, yeah, I can like I've gotten to the point where I can use that here and there. So that's been fun. That was a new talent that I learned this year.
I feel like this is gonna get used for evil at some point.
I hope not.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm a well-intentioned individual, but you know, everybody has a villain backstory. Somebody's gonna steal Mr. Bacon, and then I'm gonna lose it because I won't have a gay best friend, and then I will go down my dark path of where I take over the White House for the second round. You know, just pettiness. Go steal some senators' chairs just to show Big Boss what's up, because I guess that's what we're doing now. My huge descent into my true form.
I'm sorry. Make sure you wear a bull uniform when you do that.
Mm-mm. You know how many great costume choices I have? I could do a weird look like Lightning McQueen, or I could be. Could you imagine Elsa taking over the White House? Possible. Shrek? No, I'd have to do it as Shrek. What am I saying? Shrek is the choice. I don't know why I would even attempt to think of something else.
Why am I just getting flashbacks to Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life memes?
Because it's iconic. There is nothing better than those videos. You know, you got to really get that up close. Did you ever see what I did for my senior prank? Oh, I should repost those because those are so funny.
I almost spat out my coffee over that last comment because they're iconic.
This was a great story. I actually don't think I've told you about this. Okay, so
right.
my high school, the theme colors were green and gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for senior prank day, everyone was going on about all those, you know, typical things you do, like, oh, let's fill the halls with balloons, and then nobody will be able to walk, and, you know, all that kind of typical prank stuff, you know, flipping the chairs upside down. And I said, well, let's post memes everywhere, and nobody else was really interested, so I was put on the task force of memes. So I made the entire school Shrek and Barry B. Benson themed, and I like taped pictures everywhere of them like holding hands and just like anything you could think of. I have videos still posted, but you'd have to dig them out because it was from forever ago, and it was like one of the first things I ever made on TikTok. And I had like my bee dress on and my bee ring when I did it, and it was literally an entire day's worth of work. So I had papers about this thick of just memes that were printed out, and I had to cut them out, and I hid them all throughout the books, on the walls. So glorious. It was still one of my favorite things, and I was so happy about it because it was something that was like just me, like I did that. Yeah. My teachers weren't happy about it, and like my one teacher, I had a teacher who didn't like cats, so I purposely printed out pictures of my cats and put them like hidden all over the place in his room to prank on the fact that he didn't like cats, because that was just wrong.
You're just being hateful.
Yeah, I was just like, black cats everywhere. You're gonna take it. Oh yeah, that was a great time.
I like it.
Yeah.
My high school one, we didn't get to do a senior prank because of the guys before us.
Mm-hmm.
The graduating class before mine, decided it was a great idea to throw black, white, and red marbles because our school colors were black, red, and white.
Uh-huh.
Which is weird because our mascot is a tiger. Tigers are orange. Anyway, they thought it'd be a great idea if they just covered the floor in marbles all over yeah. And the reason why that got them in so much trouble is because one of the teachers was pregnant.
Oh no.
Yeah, so if she had tripped, bad things would have happened. So that's why they all got in trouble. A lot of them they ended up basically like to avoid getting suspended, they all had to like clean them up, and
Yep, our rules too. You had to clean it up afterwards, but
yeah,
still.
and they wouldn't let them use a broom or anything. They all had to do it by hand in a bucket. It was like damn, they were. It was like the principal was not messing around. I remember he had he went on the principal went on like a screaming spree. He like all of us, like we were juniors at the time, right? So he pulled the seniors in, yelled at them for a solid like 2 hours. And then he did the rest of the other ones for the next 3. It was like, he went, juniors, you're next. I'm going to yell at you for an hour. And it was basically like, if you do anything like this, you're going to be suspended, and we're going to make sure you can never go to school again, and your lives will be ruined. And it was like, yeah.
Well, that's disappointing. Our school was really cool about that. See, they were involved, and it would kind of be like, okay, this is the kind of thing you can do. Like, obviously you're not allowed to, like, break somebody's computer or something. Like, it has to be all very, like, light-hearted.
Yeah, they were like, pranks are okay as long as nobody gets hurt.
So, like, you're, instead of marbles on the floor, you cover it in balloons, like, things like, we did things like that, and it really made it fun, because you still got to go all out with making somebody's room atrocious, but, there was still, it was still usable, and you kind of had a laugh, and then you could go on with your school day. It didn't ruin the whole setup.
It didn't have to be like a harm. It was supposed to be a harmless prank.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I always feel bad for people who tell me they didn't get to, because that was one of my favorite things that I ever got to do. I have very few like happy memories of high school. That was key.
Yeah, same, freaking same. I hated high school. It was the worst. Excuse me.
It's okay. If you get bullied, then you get to become funny later.
Well, then where's my funny? Damn it! I feel cheated. The only thing I get to be funny with is when
come up to me who knew me that are like apologizing for the fact they bullied me, and I'm like, it's fine. I have a job now, and I'm funny.
Like I have a following now.
It doesn't happen naturally.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I guess I can be funny. I mean, my whole Ben 10 shtick is, that's the only reason I'm convinced anyone even follows me here on YouTube is because they're like, oh, what Yu-Gi-Oh monster is Ben gonna fight this week?
Everything feels so out of context to me because I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm like watching it and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Like, it's just like, it's like watching a compilation of like random clips out of context. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can find it funny, but like, I don't understand it.
Well, and plus, like, watching my channel, unless you already know what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is and you understand the references I'm making, it's going to be even more confusing because...
Yeah. For me, that's when my friend... Yeah, it reminds me of, like, how my friend Miriam feels when I'll be making, like, weird Twilight videos because she hasn't seen Twilight, and she's like, hey, what's this baby? And I'm just like, okay, well, you see. And there's just, like, so much backstory that has to go into it.
Yeah. But for a quick explanation, so what I'm doing over here is, because the joke is I'm the Ben 10 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Essentially, which Ben 10 is a superhero, which I know you're also not familiar with him either. But basically, on the Ben 10 show, Ben slaps a watch and it turns him into an alien. And then that's how he's a superhero, because like, all the aliens have different powers.
Danny...
It's kind of like Danny Phantom, yeah.
Yeah. For alien.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of him turning into a ghost and getting new ghost powers every week, he gets a new alien.
Ben 10 is something separate than Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not a character from Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, it's not. Ben 10 and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are two separate things that I combined to make this parody character of the two things. While I talk about my hobby... I thought it was
just a character from the show. You see how little I know. I don't know any. I feel like I'm learning so much right now, but okay.
It's okay. Now things are starting to make a little bit more sense. Basically, the joke is that I look like the grown-up version of Ben 10. Alright? So, like, because they've done like, oh yeah, here's Ben in the future. So that's the joke, because I have a beard and his grown-up version has a beard. So, then I figured, well, then I'll be the grown-up Ben 10 that plays Yu-Gi-Oh! And then the idea here was like, oh, now there's a whole little fun thing where I could do with that, where instead of turning into aliens, I slap my watch, and then basically all I do is step off the screen of the camera, and then I post a PNG of a Yu-Gi-Oh monster. So I take like the artwork or something, and like cut out the background and the card, and essentially now you're looking at a Yu-Gi-Oh monster, and it kind of looks like it's standing where I was.
Okay.
And through various like old school cartoon tricks that I can do with my computer, I can make it look like I'm fighting them, or they're fighting me, or other shenanigans like with talking, and I'll do voiceovers and things like that. So there you go. That's all my comedy sketch is. It's me being in ridiculous situations. Like there's one that I really like where I am like have a bunch of ghost knights do basically a parade through my room, and I'm just like, ah! Falling out of my chair, or getting. I've made it to where like it looks like the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters like punch me in the face, and I go flying across the room. It's very slapstick, very like Three Stooges-esque, if you will.
Yeah, I love showing my mom like different videos I'll do that are edited and like where you're playing multiple characters, because she finds it amazing.
Yeah,
like she's like, "How did you do that?" I'm like, I always find that really funny because she like. I always did like the most simplest things, but she thought it was really fascinating because she had never seen anything like it. But
yeah,
even like the stuff I did when I was like a little preteen, back when I was like just using whatever movies I had on my computer. Yeah. Eventually, I'd love to like get actual editing equipment and get back into that because I used to love editing, but of course my computer's old now, and anytime I try to do anything on it, it wants to crash. But hopefully I'll be upgrading, and then like. I'll be able to do more like actual stuff and not like random nothing.
Same on all of it. I would love to. Oh, are you kidding me? I would love to just like get like if I knew how to do it, I'd love to get like a motion capture thing, and then see if I could actually make the monsters move instead of it having to just be like cartoonish style, where like I adjust.
Options.
Yeah.
I have better editing options on my phone than I do my computer.
Yeah.
That's the funny part.
So, like, there are apps that I'm like, man, I wish I could put that on the computer and do some shit with that.
Right? Remember when, like, you couldn't do anything on your phone? Oh, gosh. The times are changing.
I remember all right, because my first phone was a brick phone.
Oof.
Yeah, I could have, a little Nokia, I could have threw this at somebody and killed them. Just, ah!
My first phone was technically a flip phone, but it was something my dad gave me because it wasn't what he wanted. So my first phone, like, I had little minutes, and I'd have to, like, text with little numbers. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I remember those days. I hated that.
Yeah.
I remember, like, using up all my minutes by texting, and I'm, like, you have to, like, each little thing cost, like, a minute, and it's, oh, gosh. You have a certain amount of minutes.
I got in trouble in high school for surfing the web on my cell phone.
Oof. Yeah. Gangsta.
Yeah, it was like $15 for like, I don't remember what the measurement was, but it was like basically for every image I looked at, it was like $15. Apparently I racked up like a $300 bill and didn't even know it. I was like, what? I was on Google. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I hope I didn't do that to my grandma. I remember one time I was over at my grandma's and I was trying to do homework, and I used Google on a flip phone because I needed to look up like the mythology of Hades and Persephone for a school project, and I needed access to Google, and the only thing that was there for it find that out, because I've done that before.
Yeah.
Tried to look stuff on a flip phone.
Yeah. Well, also like fun. the internet was also kind of a weird place for when cell phones were getting integrated into it. Like, just certain places your cell phone couldn't go. Like, for example, YouTube, for example, just couldn't go there.
Oh, I could get YouTube to work on a flip phone, depending on which one it was. My dad would do that. Yeah, it sucked, but you could do it. It's like a tiny little thing, and it froze up a lot.
Yeah, the screen's like literally like smaller than the pictures of a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Like,
yeah. Like, all right, let's go. Let's watch Pastor Don's sermon now. Come on, kids, gather up.
Where's my magnifying glass? I'm gonna see if I can't see this better. Y'all like my new shades?
Oh, hey, no, Wait a minute.
Oh, Carissa's gonna show us up, guys.
Come on. You cannot play this game with me. You cannot play the shade game with me. I always win.
Oh. No, we lose,
Everybody
guys.
knows
You can't beat Lightning McQueen shades. I mean...
No,
it's
don't
just...
try to play this game with me because I will win. You'll just embarrass yourself.
I feel thoroughly embarrassed. I don't know.
Should.
I should just hide my sunglasses.
Hide your shame away because this is the one area I am undefeated. Nobody can come at me.
Yeah, you say that till somebody's like, well, you know what? I got Mater glasses.
No,
Get
no,
her
like,
done.
no.
No, it's not Lightning McQueen. It's no good.
No. I have one thing going right now.
It's just like, don't ruin it.
I'm avenging my childhood. Don't come at me.
I feel like that's all of. I feel like that's somewhat all of us. Like, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm a 30-year-old playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I feel like there's something psychological there. I don't know what.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I wasn't like given car stuff really much as a kid because I was a girl and I wasn't allowed to be into cars. So even though I'm not like obsessive with cars, I still try to collect car themed stuff because I find it funny. And I finally got Furbies because I wasn't allowed to have Furbies, and then I went too crazy with that. I wasn't allowed to watch Twilight. Now I have a Twilight board game. It seems like I haven't gotten past the phase where you just sort of feel normal. It's still like, freedom! Look, I can just do this, guys. Yeah, I don't know what else.
I'm like the example of that TikTok meme. Like, this is what happens when you give a geek an adult money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel that. I've been getting better. I went like a little too crazy when I first got it with like collecting costume pieces and whatnot. And there's still stuff that I'm thinking about doing, but I'm also like, this can be for later. You don't need this right now. But it's hard, you know. It's like I'd love to get like the Ghostbuster costumes are so much fun, but like I'm not at a financial state. Like I would want to go on ghost hunting trips with that because that'd be hilarious. But like I'm not gonna be able to go on ghost hunting trips anytime soon. So why would I get a custom made Ghostbuster uniform yet? Like that's a future plan. I still need to go to the Stanley Hotel and all that. You know, that's someday that will happen, but not in the Corona days.
Karissa, you get $1 million tomorrow. You'll have a Ghostbuster car, and you know, and you'll have the damn suit. And we're gonna hear just driving down the road.
I don't know. I find like the whole Ghostbuster fandom so quaint, and most of the teams I've ever met are just so chill, and I always love that because sometimes nerd groups can be like a little like prudish because it's all like, "Are you a real nerd?" Yeah. But like the Ghostbusters, it's just it mixes both like the weird paranormal stuff that I like and nerdum, and I love the fact that you can have a cosplay you put on to go ghost hunting. I just think that's so funny. I just love the idea of like pretending to take it seriously and like go to different haunted places and be like, okay guys, let's go for some ghosty hunties.
Let's check the EKG.
Like, I don't know what these words mean. And then the flipper flapper, you do this, and then it takes out the box chopper. And then we let the zooms out, and they'll show us where the ghosts are, guys. It's science.
I like it. I'd much rather watch that Ghostbusters show.
That would honestly be something I'd love to do. I've talked to different friends about that, about like wanting to go to like, because I'm somebody who'd love to go to haunted locations, but I don't really fully believe in it, even though I want to. So I love the idea of just like, just literally going in with that and just like, just having a whole group put together.
We gotta bring them like the one like overtly religious person who's just sitting there with their Bible, just like, oh Jesus, oh Jesus.
And I'm gonna like take my Bible and literally start throwing it at the wall and be like, yeah, Jesus is the place.
Karissa's right, like, I just want to talk to demons.
All right, I brought the Satan Salmon in. He's gonna bring us in.
I'm sorry. I have a few friends who are very religious. I just feel like some dude walks in a black robe and a pentacle. That dude's just gonna be like, no, I'm out of here.
Uh,
Oh my god.
I would love to like study. I know I've also been like getting into like weird urban legend. Gosh, can't
Urban
speak. Urban
Lebens, huh? Well,
legend stuff and like all the stuff about like the creatures that are in the woods. So that'd be
mm.
fun going for like a hike in a ghost suit. I don't know. That's something that I've been more thinking about, but I'm also like, yeah, now's not the time to like get together with groups of people and travel. But it's definitely like that would be something I'd like to do.
It's just something
Disneyland
we,
and ghost hunting. That's
yeah,
those. Maybe Six Flags, but
plans for when
not
this whole
anytime soon.
pandemic
Maybe
is
after
over.
2 or 3 years that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When the
we'll see.
vaccine's widely available and everybody can,
When the
maybe have.
Capitol isn't on fire, when
Yeah.
basic democracy isn't under attack, that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. People when all the people got rights and nobody has to worry about getting shot in the back. For running while being a person of color. That'd be kind of great.
America.
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 Anyway, so what? I've been noticing though that you have exploded on TikTok. All right, from the
I
time
wouldn't
that
say
I followed you, like you were at 600 and then you were at 4,000. I was like, damn.
that was still over like a couple of months.
I know.
It really growed. I'm definitely happy with it. I don't know. I have like a great group of people who just get it and understand. Yeah, I've made a lot of like great friends that way and people you can hang out with. I love having, the internet people. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, I was definitely amazed by it. There was a small period where I was getting like 100 subscribers a day, and it was like, wow. Well, not they call it followers there.
Yeah, they call them
I
followers
don't
on
know.
TikTok, but it's basically the same thing, really.
Yeah, I'm so used to calling it subscribe, but it's
Yeah, hit
not.
that subscribe button, bro.
It means the same thing, but it isn't the same thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Truth be told,
Yeah, I remember back when I used to make stuff, it'd be pretty common that there might be like a video or two that literally has like no views, and now it's like I've gotten to the point where I had to like start taking like what I'm posting seriously because like like anytime I post anything, it gets interaction. So I'm like, okay, I should make sure that like I'm saying this in the proper way, and I'm not like saying anything that could be misinterpreted or anything.
Yeah, I've made that mistake a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm just like about small things. Like in some ways, I don't care, but like you get like the occasional dudes who are like, "Oh, we can't do anything right." I'm like, "That's not what I said. I was complaining about one person, and you're making this about you. I don't even know who you are." But I'm also like, okay, well, I guess I could see why somebody would think I meant this by this, so I should just clarify this or that. Whereas before, like, I would kind of just use it as a way to like, I don't know, let off steam in a way, because I was kind of like my void, like I didn't have anybody in my real life for the most part who followed me, so it was kind of my way of just being very blatant and open, but that's kind of slowly been changing, so I have to think a little bit more carefully, like what I say and what I don't say, but I would say that's a very small price to pay. It's really nice that I have people who interact and give a shit.
Excuse me, sorry, I just
Yeah.
frog in my throat. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. My bad.
Nah, that was pretty much it. I'm not very
Oh.
good at explaining myself, as you can see. So.
It's all good. I was gonna ask you, do you know what your overall goals are gonna be for TikTok? Are you wanting to be like get into the creator fund? Like being a.
Well, that would definitely be awesome if you could literally make money just by your hobby, like what you do for fun. I don't know who wouldn't want that. I'm trying to not think of it like that because I often I think that can be discouraging if you're going out of your way to like focus on that. If you're not doing it because you enjoy doing it, usually it's not good anymore. I don't want to speak for everybody, but
Yeah.
if you're doing it because you like doing it, it'll generally suck.
Yeah.
So obviously I would love to get to a point where I'm creating stuff and, if not making a living off of it, using it for future business and whatnot. Because yeah, that would be cool.
So you're
but
just
yeah.
saying, so for you, it's just it's very much like I'm just here to mess around and have fun, and then if I happen to get money out of it, great.
Yeah, usually stuff like that, you have to really get lucky
Mm.
to get that far with it.
Or you have to have been at it
You
for a
know, I'm
while.
just I'm just grateful that there's anybody who enjoys me. So, I'm not exactly thinking about like money. Obviously, like, oh yeah, that would be cool. I would like to be able to not have to worry about if I can pay my bills this month, but
Yeah.
I have it's not a great job, but I have a decent job right now. It's not exactly like what somebody dreams about, but I mean, I'm doing pretty good right now.
No
I
complaints
can't
yet,
complain.
right? So.
Yeah, and I never have issues buying groceries, and I have internet for once. I've first time ever actually just having internet. That's cool. Um,
I remember
yeah,
that first time
I
feeling.
I don't I think trying to push that would be very ungrateful. Like, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I've gotten pretty lucky. The fact that
Well, I don't
what
think
I'm
there's
doing
anything
is
wrong
going
with.
anywhere is
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
say I don't think
cool.
there's anything wrong with counting your blessings. Just
Yeah,
saying, so to speak.
yeah.
I was gonna. Okay,
Definitely,
so what about your YouTube goals? Like, what do y'all? Are you hoping to become like like I joked about earlier? Like, you hoping to be the next Jacqueline Glenn, or or maybe you just want to
yeah.
do? Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, well, per se, like that type of content, but
Yeah,
probably a little bit of everything. I'm not somebody who likes having like a strict formula,
yeah,
because you might be feeling different days. Obviously, I need to get my equipment better right now because every time I try to edit even something really short, it tends to glitch. So that's something I need to work on. Make stuff
yeah.
go away. Well, that's my timer.
Oh,
Ugh, that was quick. But yeah, that's something that I would like to work on. And obviously, if I can get to a point where the world isn't so enclosed, it would be really cool to actually go and like meet people and see different things outside of my very small conservative town. Everybody wants that.
yeah.
Uh, and I'm still hoping eventually to get into politics, and of course that's going to be a whole different bag of worms. And I
Well,
guess
well,
AOC
actually,
is
that's funny
definitely.
because that you brought that up because that was my next question was personal goals.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So,
that's what I'm getting back into college for right now, and obviously something like that. That's the problem with me. All my goals are like very much if you get into it, you're gonna be lucky.
hmm
It's but I've gotten to the point where I know those are still the things I need to go for because that's what I have a drive for. So
hmm
if I try anything else, I'm not gonna be good at it because I don't actually enjoy it, and I'm not.
well, what comes to my mind
No,
about
it's
that?
yeah.
Um, there's a famous Jim Carrey quote that I really like. You can fail at something that you don't want, so you might
Hmm.
as well go and chase what you do want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And not let the fear of failure be what stops you. And like that's part of why I did do this, why I'm trying to be on YouTube. And I think it's the same reason why you should chase all the dreams you have.
yeah. I'm like, you know what? You stick to something and it works out.
Yeah.
Like you've definitely grown, and I've seen that. There's a lot of people who generally will give a shit if they can see that you give a shit, and I don't want to do anything because I don't actually truly have passion for it. You
Right.
know, I'm not gonna pour my heart soul out onto my grocery store job. Am I still gonna try to do the best I can? Yes, but obviously that's not where my dreams are. I can be grateful that cool now I can pay my bills and help my mother out and my grandmother, but like eventually there's bigger things I'd like to do.
hmm
So that's why you got to take the baby steps, take classes, put yourself out there. You know, and just hope for the best, and you got to work at it. And I might not get anywhere for another decade, but the fact that I at all have people who like what I do and seem to care is really cool, and I think it shows that I'm at least getting in the right direction, if nothing else.
Hell yeah. Well, I think this is a good spot for us to wrap up at. Um,
Yeah.
guys, in the comments below, what I want you to do is I want you to go check out Karissa. Her links are going to be in the description down there. I'm going to have her TikTok and her YouTube. You guys should definitely go follow her. She is brilliant, hilarious, and just an overall really cool person who I've been very, very lucky to come across. So, you guys should go check her out. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Simp much.